Everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we need to talk about two things. First is what happened to the market in today's session. And secondly, what could happen to the market this week? Because we have a big news coming out on Friday and we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned with me. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's start with S&P 500 index and Nasdaq. Then we're going to switch over to the big news. So on the S&P 500 index, we were up 0.31% on the day, but you would say, oh yeah, it's a bearish candle. So let's go over the 15-minute time frame and see what really happened. So many of you may have seen we gapped up on the market today. Okay, we were almost like 1.5% up. So we rallied into the big resistance 4100 that we've been talking about, and then basically couple red candles and then sold off, then bought, sold off, bought, sold off. Okay, so important is this at the end. Just look at this at the end. That's the most important part. So last 30 minutes, last 30-40 minutes, there was buying. That means what? That the Wall Street is buying. Okay, that's really important. So let's quickly look at the Nasdaq and then we're going to come back to this. On the Nasdaq, we were up 0.41% for the day. So let's look at 15-minute, probably the same thing exactly. It didn't even go up higher compared to the S&P 500. So it basically gapped up and then it rallied for the first hour of session, the retail hour, and then totally just sold off, just really bad. And at the end, just a little bit of buying. So it's good, but again, on the day, we closed the gaps, so we don't want to leave these gaps open, okay? So this is good that it was filled. And we kind of want to fill this open gap. So we still have this big gap remaining. We need to fill that, okay? So far, I think S&P 500 and Nasdaq both are in consolidation stage. They haven't broken out either on the upside or on the negative side. So until you see Nasdaq breaking above 13,000, I think we're just hovering in this zone. And I think it's probably waiting for the Friday. And same thing for the S&P 500. It's just hovering in that zone. It really needs to break out above 4160 to really go to 4300 to be bullish. If we break below, I've said in my previous video, if we break below 4,000, yeah, we're probably testing 3,800 again, I'm pretty sure, and we may even go down further. So a couple of things, we got a resistance at 50 EMA and the trend line both are holding up. So the price is not able to go above. It's just not able to. So if we really see a big candle, I don't know when, but maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe Friday, right? So let's talk about Friday. Let's talk about the big news. So this Friday we have CPI data coming out, which is going to basically talk about inflation. And I just want to show you something. So look at all these four vertical lines in yellow. 10th of March, 12th of April, 11th of May, and now 10th of June, which is Friday. So 10th of March is when the inflation CPI data came out for the month of February. And then for the March in April and for the April in May. And now we're going to see what comes out in June. So let me show you what has happened in the past, in the weeks basically running up to the CPI data, because that's going to be really crucial for helping us understand what could happen this week. So leading up to the CPI data, what has happened? In the last 4 or 5 days, the market has sold off. If you look at 10th March. For the April, what happened? Sold off. For 11th of May, what has happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just straight sell off, right? But after the 11th of May, we kind of saw that the inflation basically peaked, okay? It looks like we hit the top and now we're going to turn over and come down. So that was seen as bullish and that's why we rallied up, all right? So could that happen this week? Meaning, could we see the similar things? Could we just sell into the CPI and basically then rally? Or could we see the opposite? Could we this time see going up to the CPI and basically sit at this 4,300 level and then as soon as the data comes out, we just sell off, or maybe a little bit of pullback, and then we move up higher. Because all we want to see in this CPI, hopefully, that the inflation has already peaked and now we are seeing the turnaround story, meaning the inflation is coming down. I really hope that we see that, because then the Fed doesn't have to be aggressive, right? So we need to find out. So market doesn't know, and market is in an uncertain state. So maybe the market could just be hovering in this range, and that could happen. It's not a big deal. Market could go green tomorrow, right? It could be green tomorrow, and it could be like this, and then red, and then green, and then red. So all it has to do is 3 days of hovering, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So this is, just keep in mind what I'm talking about, and there's some bad things that I'm seeing, which I really want you to look at. So let's go through those things, couple of those things, and then we're gonna look at some of the stocks, Amazon, especially Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Google. Very interesting things that I've seen today. So let's quickly go over that. Starting with DXY, not a good sign. Dollar also breaking out, kind of, it's just heading up higher and higher. So I really want to see dollar come down. I mean, it should not break above 102.64. If it really goes above, I think that rally in S&P 500 is probably just going to go down. So we got to really see dollar coming down. So keep an eye on that. US 10-year, another bad news. So US 10-year is just creeping up above, just higher and higher. I mean, just look at this move, like amazing. Just keeps going up. And so it's already curled up to 3%. Yeah, this is not good. I mean, I've talked about this in the previous video, that if the 10-year yield keeps crawling up, uh, I just don't know. This is really bad for the stock market, for the Nasdaq and S&P 500. So just be careful. I'm keeping an eye on this. If this really starts getting above, be careful. The Nasdaq and S&P could see a downward pressure. All right. 2-year, similar thing, just going up, up, up again. We better curl up, create a double top and just start going down. So just need to keep watching that. The other thing I want to point out is put call ratio, PCC. So today, basically, some of the puts being entered into the system. That's good. So now let's jump onto the stock. So Amazon, the story of the day. Everybody is talking about Amazon. Why? Because the Amazon stock split, and now we are to the magical number of $125. I mean, who doesn't want Amazon at 125? Everybody wants it, right? So keep an eye on it, on the stock, if you're interested in buying. $125 per Amazon. Everybody, all the retail is gonna jump in, right? So yeah, so what happened today is I tried to rally up to $130, but then saw 50 EMA and sold off straight from there. And similarly, Google did the same thing. It went up, and I was watching this, and I was like, yeah, they're both behaving the same way. I mean, it's just, weird how markets are just, the way they play out, right? So Amazon, Google is also, a split is coming up on 18th of July, so just keep an eye on that if you're interested. You can think about it. But Amazon, yeah, I mean, I would see a lot of people buying in Amazon. So yeah, really good stock. I mean, 125, even though the value of the stock doesn't change, but just the price is very enticing. Let's start with Nvidia stock, one of my favorite stocks, as you guys already know. It wasn't much, it was up 0.35% on the day because we gapped up and then we closed. So basically, we are above the previous day low. So that's why it's a 0.35% up, even though the stock is down. But I think still it's consolidating and could just move higher or lower depending on where the Nasdaq Composite goes. AMD, not a good day, but down a little bit. But still, it's really having a problem at 110. It's not able to break that. So if we can break above 110, my God, I think we're gonna go up to 123, and that would be really amazing. I mean, look at this. I mean, a lot of good things about AMD, which I like. Look at this gap here. We need to fill this gap, okay? So easily the stock could go to 120 and probably it's just 124. So I would really be happy to see in AMD just a couple bullish days and just basically go to 124. That would be amazing if you could see that. Let's look at Tesla. So Tesla up 1.6% on the day. Obviously, it gapped up as other stocks and closed above the past low. So still, I don't like what Tesla is doing at this moment. It's in this lower range. It may come down to 550. We'll see if that happens, but probably there's a lot of demand. A lot of people like Tesla, so we may not even see that. But it's not looking as bullish as I would think. All right. So moving on, I think let's look at the Bitcoin first. Just not a good day. Just horrible for Bitcoin today. And when it was breaking out above, I was like, and when I saw this candle, the second one, long like doji kind of, I was like, yeah, this is not good. It's just gonna basically come down, and that's what happened. And now it's just been consolidating up and down. So you really need to have a big plan when you trade Bitcoin. It's highly volatile. Just make sure how much, just only put how much you can lose, because sometimes you could be stuck in a trade, right? So just be careful with Bitcoin, and it's probably going to come down to this level, and the buying is going to happen again, or probably around 29,600, something around. So just keep an eye on that. Um, but yeah, so far, just that's my thoughts. Ethereum is also going down, so Bitcoin really down 5% today. So keep an eye on it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.